Yeah, but can Damien Barrett come back up, JB? Or is he going to stay down in the room?
Down there for a while.
I'll go overlook. I'll go get the car.
He had his best 15 minutes towards the end, but I thought, Gary, he was wandering down some real familiar territory.
He's soaked up, JB.
I never had him as a sort of a blame the equipment operator.
No. But it came, didn't it?
Well, there was a hint of it.
And when it came in a rush.
I wouldn't expect that we'll hear that again. I think he's just a bit like all of us. The late finish last night, the 5:30 wake up this morning, the long journey here.
That's it.
The large breakfast.
Really knocked him round.
And then by the time the last quarter, with the cold weather, it just got the better of him.
2 or 3 word crosses came out of him.
A couple of real snappy short ones with first name on the end of it. We need some housekeeping to take care of before we sign off tonight.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, we have. We've got one more. We've got another call on the line.
Actually, Peter's not with us anymore.
Oh, is he? Okay.
No, what's
now,
happening?
there's a man that I think in the past 2 years has announced himself as a true shining light of the media. Sort of a...
Up into A-grade sort of status?
What?
Is he an A-grader?
Yeah.
Well, no.
But
No, he's a meteor. He's sort of... He's came on, he's understated... modest, prepared to, because what you find in the media, we're in our 28th year, you've got to do the hard yards.
No doubt about that.
And that's what I've loved about him, just being prepared to do those yards.
Team orientated?
Always, team first.
Is it fair to say that when we latched onto him, he was in the D's, and he might have got into the low B's?
Yes, I think
B-minuser.
Yeah, no,
and that's a fair jump.
He's playing for promotion every time he goes out.
That's it.
And usually puts his best foot forward.
Well, what happened?
Playing above his weight now, isn't he, too? He has been. He's been fantastic.
Today, the first time in the transition from him from journeyman sort of scribbler to all-round personality was a hiccup.
Well, I heard this.
And you, better than anyone, as our captain, and a man who's been under some pressure and duress
Need to get to the
himself,
Qantas Club.
if you don't deal with this as soon as it rears its head,
I'm going to have to.
You know what it turns into.
Oh, no, I've seen it.
You've seen it.
I have, Gary.
You've seen this little pimple grow into a massive boil.
It's like
I'd squeeze it now.
All I know is that from what I heard from our massive-nosed producer, the mail he was getting back from the boundary was...
I was getting text messages
down
as well.
tools, tell those 3 to get bang.
Yep.
And what tell Spud to stick bang up his bang.
What about
that sort of messaging?
What about, I'm not sure, Garry?
Yep, that's it.
Never heard anything so disrespectful.
And I know that a couple of those messages that came up from the boundary we only half heard.
Well,
because he said, I'll tell you what he did. He said, well, they can get stuffed, so I'll hold the old mute button for the first half and then release it for the second.
And we're awake to all those
tricks. Of course we are.
We've seen it.
Lived it.
We've lived it.
I caught him unawares once in the last quarter, and he flippantly went back on air, give us another top 5. Now, I put my hand up to say...
He said that to you?
That wasn't my finest 5 minutes of radio.
Certainly wasn't.
Hang on.
But there's no use rubbing your nose into it, and then the text messages just started flying. It got personal in there.
Yeah, well, you were supposed to be watching the game, and you had to deal with
and I saw the producer. He was under the...
Anyway, all I'm saying is the leader, Jim.
Qantas Club.
Deal with it.
Does he think, which it's purple, we might as well get the elephant out of the room.
Right.
It's purple we're speaking about.
Of course
Does he think he's beyond the boundary? I think that's where he's at.
Well, I want you to ask him, because he's come back up.
Look,
is that where it's at? Do you honestly think that the boundary is beneath you?
Those text messages, you gave me 15 before I gave you 1, for starters. Let's get that on the
No,
record.
come on, keep
and
going.
Also, Brett Deledio, I looked after you then, Gary, with Brett Deledio. He wanted to get back on with a second set of microphones to have a crack at you after you humiliated him last week with your assessment of him.
I don't care.
Well, he's not happy with you, Gary.
No,
I
don't pass the buck.
Don't change the subject.
Yeah, you are attacking a subject change.
In fact, go back down and get him. I'll talk to him now.
Warrior, admit it to yourself for 10 minutes. You were mentally fragile.
I told you I was fragile. I told you I was about to crack it. I told you I was about to crack, and I think I might have.
You did crack.
Why?
You gave me nothing.
Why? What?
I wanted some help down there. You gave me nothing.
Why did you crack it? Why?
Why?
Because this bloke's got to me eventually.
I got you.
I think he has eventually got to
I
him.
think we're getting
Taking
to the bottom
around
of
12 and you got to me.
I think. What do you want? What do you need?
What do you need from me?
Do you need a spell on the Sunday team?
Just need to get back to Melbourne, I think, Gary.
Do you need us to just give little Potbelly a run in the ones or not?
Steve-o.
That's what this match committee are looking at the moment.
Did you take some of my comments personally?
Always take them personally.
Oh, you shouldn't do that, mate.
Like, every now and then, Gary, even if a young player can play really well, you do assess him mid-season and think, does he need a little week off?
Hey, on today's performance, he will take up quite a bit of our time at selection.
You do what you're going to do, Gary.
Oh, we will. Don't you worry about that, Walker.
You were petulant, mate.
I think he's got a spell at the AFL Live coming on. Down at the old Crocodiles. I think he's going to call him on the Superbox in a couple of days.
No, we do that anyway.